continue. The halacha of Veloy min he or su, mention a sieve tree, is introduced in this sieve. We're going to learn what is it, and some of the application are presented. Okay, if the making of the tzitzis, one did not cut the strings from each other at the beginning of the process to produce the 4 strings, but rather he took one very long string, doubled it twice, so that it now 4-folded, and then inserted these 4-fold strings in the form of in one hole without cutting the end of C diagram. I'm going to show diagram. He will then tie the strings and only then did he cut the ends, producing the 4 separate strings hanging in one hole. The tzitzis is invalid. So basically, here's a picture. So instead of you using 4 separate strings, so he used this one long string. Right? Can you see it good? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So basically, he doubled and doubled and doubled, and he got 8. Right? Where he got? I'm not sure. 8. 2, 4. Yes, he got 8, but they're not correct. So if he did this and that cut them open, it's invalid. Very interesting. So this is invalid, even though they all now looks like correct, but that's not what we do. Okay. So as we said, we take 4 and we double, and that's the procedure. For the verse in Dvarim, Sefer Dvarim 22:12 states, "You shall make yourself twisted strings." There is a tzitzis, so that's why we make it always twisted. And we interpret the verse in Menachos 40b, that's another book, to teach us that the halacha that you shall make the tzitzis, and you are not to use that which was already made. Okay. So meaning very interesting. So made tzitzis, from the beginning. So you cannot take with this one long rope and bend it many times. Okay. This means that that it is required that the tzitzis tassels, at the time that it is made, there is a tie to the garment, must be in accordance with the law of the tzitzis. So very straightforward. So from the psukim in the Torah, they say that's how you must do. They have to be kosher from the beginning. They should not be made in a manner that halachically invalid, and afterwards made halachically valid through some action, some separate action that will result in their being formed in a proper manner, or it would still be considered invalid. Okay. So they have this interesting concept, right? So the product of something that is tamei is always tamei. There is only one exception, right? So product of something that is impure is always impure. Do you understand? So if it was started in a wrong way, that's now how the Torah prescribes. So he tied it beautifully and everything is aligned and blah blah blah, but it's not valid. So that's another reason that you have to buy the tzitzis and all other things from reliable people. Okay. Other application of this rule. Likewise, if the tzitzis tassels were made correctly on one garment and the garment torn, and one wants to put the tzitzis tassels as is on another garment, okay, or even in a case. So you understand. So let me read the commentary and I explain. By tearing the garment, inserting the finished tassel, and then resewing the garment to below. So basically, no, there is no picture. So basically, they say if the garment torn, like you're worn out, well, you cannot wear it any longer, but you have tzitzis, and the guy wants to cut the corner with the scissors, take the tzitzis, and he has another, let's say, garment, cut the corner, right? Put the tzitzis in and sew. I mean, it's easy solution, but they say it's not going to work because it must be tight, as we said last time, from the beginning. It was not 45. 1 second. Continue. So let's read this sentence again, and we continue. Likewise, if the tzitzis was made correctly on one garment, and then the garment tore, and one wants to put the tzitzis on as is on another garment, or even if in a case when he tore, he would want to reattach the tzitzis tassel to the same garment. So, he wants to put it back, so it's not going to work. For example, if the tallis garment tore from the hole in which the tzitzis were inserted until the end, so basically they fall out completely, and now he wants to put it back and sew back. It's not going to work. This tzitzis too would be invalid. So if they still hanging on the garment, so you can sew the tear up to the hole, there is no problem. But if they were completely removed, so you cannot put it back. You have to untie them and tie when you fix the garment, tie it on the hole. That's a place in the hole. Okay, and then sew up and tear the tallis to the tear tallis. So we said that's not going to work. From the end of the garment until hole, so that's he's trying to fix. With the result of the tzitzis tassel will be hanging in the garment as it was before. This tzitzis is too involved. So he's trying to restore completely, and he's trying to sew back. It's not going to work. Due to the rule, you shall make it. So that's from this verse, from this piece of verse. They say you shall make it. You mean from the beginning, and not use that which is already made. That's the rule. The third application of this rule. So we do this. We finish this CF and this stuff. I guess. Third application of this rule. Likewise, if he tied the tzitzis onto the garment, okay, he tied. At the time that this garment did not require tzitzis to be fixed upon it, for example, when the majority of the side of the garment was sewn closed, so as we said last time, so if it must be open here, like most of the thing, right? Most of the what is it? The length. So, but for example, he had his let's say T-shirt. He wanted to tie to the T-shirt. So basically, he tied, but there were no corners. And then he cut this T-shirt open. It's not going to work because he tied this tzitzis when this garment did not require the tzitzis. Okay. 1 second. So at the time the garment did not require tzitzis to be fixed upon it. For example, when the majority of each side of the garment was sewn closed. Okay, see discussion. Okay. And after the tzitzis were fixed, he untied some of the stitches. So basically, he tore or untied some of the stitches. So now it's mostly open. So the majority of each side is open, and the garment now requires tzitzis to be tied upon it. Okay, so basically now it requires tzitzis, but the tzitzis is invalid. If the tzitzis are left the way they are during the process, they are too invalid. As we said, due to the rule, you shall make it, and not use that which is already made. Okay. Rather, in all of these cases, he must untie tzitzis and retie them in accordance with halacha. So, as we said before, from the beginning, he untied and tied together. So, I mean, from this concept, you get in the feel like what halacha is. The same rule applies to all similar cases. Commenting. For other application of this principle, see CF3 below in CF15. We're going to learn. I think. I think that's enough of technical details.